Welcome on back to Unraveled. I'm your host, Alex.
Oh,
I don't know.
hi, host
I'm
Alex.
not your only host. I don't know why I said
you
that.
You can be. I want you to be.
What are you?
Me, Mushroom, and Turnip are just here to watch. We're
you're
a live studio audience.
You're also...
Take your shirt off.
You're also a host. I don't want to host this whole thing alone.
I mean, you
Wait,
claimed it.
if I'm hosting this and you're watching the dogs, you're dropping the ball because these dogs are out of line.
They are out of line. Look at them.
They are.
These
crazy
two look like
people.
they have fucking emails straight to jevacation.com.
Mm-hmm. Boy, they suck on these bones. I don't trust it for a bit.
Hi, guys.
What's up, everyone?
Welcome to Unraveled.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, we are already there.
Yep, we are going to be hitting some more of the old Epstein files today.
The thing that, like, I've heard people say, I've heard people say, like, people are over the files. Nobody cares about the files anymore. One, go and fuck yourself right in the face.
I care.
I care. It's ruined our lives.
Listen.
Our childhoods have been ruined.
Yeah.
Our adulthoods have been ruined.
Mm-hmm. You can only, there's only so many opportunities you get to arrest a billionaire. They get criminals on tax fraud all the time. There is political will and penal codes.
Oh, there are penal codes up and down this country.
Mm-hmm. But no, this is just one of the only opportunities you get to get them. You got to get them.
And the other thing that I was going to point out too is it's like the Epstein files are kind of just a good excuse to look at society as a whole and look like half the shit that we've been finding is Epstein's really just a jumping off point, right? Like Epstein had nothing to do with Mom Donnie faking a British accent. Epstein had nothing to do maybe with Zuck running a private school in his house.
Yeah.
Like,
Epstein absolutely went out and looked for people, but there are people that absolutely went out looking for Epstein's too. You know, somebody with a lot of money or with access to cheese pizza. You know what I mean?
Cheese pizza and grape soda.
Put it in a pizza.
Put it in a pizza. If you guys didn't catch Mary Kate and Ashley last week, you are missing out. And if you are on Patreon, we are going to finish up Mary Kate and Ashley at the very end of this. So after we leave this episode, we're going to go straight over to Patreon.
Yep.
Dish the dirt. But before we do that,
put it in a pizza.
Boy, talk about somebody who knew how to use her pizza.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about Monica Lewinsky? What do you like? Just what's your like? Give me your synopsis because we were young. We were really young. Like
secretary.
Yep. Okay.
Fiddle faddle. That was JFK's secretaries that he banged at the pool.
Okay.
Secretary. He came on her dress. I remember that.
Oh, that's funny that you remember that because I came across that.
I
in my
remember
research,
that.
and I was like, I didn't remember that story at all. The DNA testing and all that shit.
Yeah, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Honestly, that woman is used to describe like that. I've seen people break down like liar shit from that speech alone. What else I remember about her? I remember that she got smeared. I remember she did a TED Talk some 10 years ago-ish, I believe.
Oh, I got some dates for you on that.
And I believe she did another TED Talk or a second.
Sure did.
Or maybe a big interview.
Do you remember at the time the reaction in, like, I don't think I can, like, speak fully to it. We were obviously, like, way too young to even grasp what was happening, but like I remember the country's reaction being one of it being like morally unsound.
My mom registered as a Republican.
See?
Yeah.
And how far we've come.
And my dad registered as a Democrat.
That's why to me, again, I will never I think we're all on a new level of understanding nowadays, but I said this to Alex earlier. There was a select group of women who did not give a fuck about Trump's policies, that weren't even willing to entertain them the moment the grab her by the pussy clip played. And I think that it's crazy because to me, I was raised in a house, in a world where women were like, oh, Bill Clinton is disgusting, his poor wife. There are children that look up to him. To then come full circle 20 years later and have Trump grabbing her by the pussy and having Americans be like, yeah. It's like, what is actually going on here? I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like that the women who may very well be the whores and the troublemakers always have to take the brunt of it. It's bullshit. this joke has been made, but why is Ghislaine the only person in prison right now?
Mm-hmm.
Who did I just tell you about?
Ghislaine's not in prison.
She's in.
Why is Ghislaine's body double the only person in prison?
Still a woman.
She's got a dog. She's got a puppy in prison. No, you're absolutely right, though. Here's why. Because if a teenager in college, goes up against an accusation like that, it doesn't always go the same. It used to.
Yeah.
I feel like society has overcorrected in a direction and will continue. That's what society does. They overcorrect. When you take on billionaires, they're never going to get in trouble.
No.
So when their dick is involved, the victim's in trouble. It's your fault that the Clintons had you shot in the back of the head for trying to whistle blow the night before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nothing that these people do is ever... they're never held accountable for any of it. So why would they start with their penises?
That's fair, I guess. That tends to be the last thing people are accountable for, I suppose. So I guess billionaires will never have to be.
Yeah. What gets these people off is we can't even fathom. You think about what you think Harvey Weinstein did to women.
Yeah. And he wouldn't even get out of bed for that.
You think about what you think happens. And then you think about what I think Leon Black does to these people based on, so it's just so, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, my point is that it feels to me like society has done a massive...
It's been a big 9/11 memory holing of...
Yes, and it feels confusing that it could have been such a... We're not talking about hundreds of years. We're talking about in our... literally, we couldn't vote, and now we can, and everything's different. It's just so strange how it happened. So I've always had, such a strong interest in this Monica Lewinsky thing because it's one of those stories that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
Because you knew if you ever worked in the White House, you'd get Lewinsky'd?
I don't know. No, because I don't think Lewinsky got Lewinsky.
Yeah,
I think Lewinsky'd.
You think Lewinsky Clinton'd?
I think Lewinsky be out here.
You think Lewinsky'd out Hillary? I agree, by the way.
Well, so, and of course, there's, I don't know, any absolutely insane person who's not in touch with reality has a note in their phone of all of the things that happened in life they want to find an answer to. So, of course, when the Epstein files came out, it was a very exciting time to go and look up Casey Anthony and Monica Lewinsky and poor John Bonet.
How many birds you kill with one stone.
Yeah. And I found it of extreme interest, this email. This might be the first mind map that I don't have a face to the
perpetrator.
But welcome to monicagate. Here we go. We're actually gonna start it with a love letter.
Ooh.
So front and center in our map here, we got an email from Epstein to Landon Thomas. You know anything?
Okay, no.
Neither. And I get these are really just threads at this point I'm pulling on, but there's so fucking many of them that somehow we already have a sweater, you guys.
Yeah.
December 5th, 2017. Epstein emails. Oh, I'm sorry. His name might be Thomas Landon.
Okay.
He's fucking two first namers.
Yeah.
He says, tomorrow, December 5th, 20 years ago, Monica Lewinsky showed up on the Paula Jones witness list. Nothing since has been the same. Now, if you see that and you're me, you're like, who the fuck is Paula Jones?
Landon Thomas, a former New York Times financial reporter, had a controversial relationship with Epstein, led to his departure from the paper in 2019.
Okay, well.
The thing is, when he has, it's like in all the movies when you see every politician who has their reporter, that was his
dude.
That was his dude over there, yeah.
So, funny that he sent that. Funny he sent that to the reporter. I mean, it makes it even quirkier, I guess. And that to me just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if people necessarily admit guilt in their circles, but that feels, you know how he sends those whoops?
Yeah.
That feels like whoops?
Yeah. That one almost feels like, that almost feels like that frame you have in the pizza shop of your first dollar.
Yeah, yeah. So that brought me down this rabbit hole of, obviously this whole story doesn't feel right. So again, because we were so young at the time, and I think truly the funniest part of the news at the time was somebody saying the word penis or something on TV. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure I was like 9, and I was like, ah!
Yeah.
It's like back in the days when you looked up the word penis in the encyclopedia, and you were like, "It's back, guys."
Were you that old? When did?
I think I was like 8 or 9.
Okay, I gotta look that up.
Because I'm pretty sure Bill Clinton was president from like 96 to 2000.
Oh,
because
he didn't get removed from office.
I know,
so.
but George Bush was president during 9/11.
Yeah, right at the beginning. Yeah.
So I think I was like 8 or 9 when it happened with Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah. 95 and 97. Their relationship occurred between 95 and 97.
So I was probably like 7 or 8 when it came out.
They never make it seem like they had an ongoing thing. Either.
Oh, I'm going to tell us about it too. But the other thing they never make it seem like is I was under the impression they got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Not true. Okay, here we go. So that email that Epstein said, you heard the name Paula Jones, right? Had you heard that name before?
No.
I mean, obviously, we all probably have dog food company. I don't know.
Yeah.
This Paula Jones baked beans.
Yeah.
Paula Jones was, here we go. Paula Jones filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against President Clinton in 1994.
Ooh.
So a year before he even started fucking Monica Lewinsky. Okay. Her legal team sought to prove a pattern of behavior leading to questions about Clinton's relationship with Monica Lewinsky.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, she filed it and then what? Waited 3 years? Like, leading to what patterns?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like she knew there was going to be another one of her.
Yeah.
Is my point. In a deposition for this case is where Clinton denied having sexual relationships with
that
Lewinsky.
woman.
The denial later became central to allegations of perjury. The case was eventually settled out of court in November of 1998, with Clinton agreeing to pay Jones $850,000 while admitting to no wrongdoing. Then...
That is 2 years of presidential income.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then... enter Kenneth Starr.
Oh,
do you know Kenneth Starr?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know Kenneth Starr, but I saw his name a lot. And I was like, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out his name isn't just associated with Monica Lewinsky. Kenneth Starr, appointed as independent counsel in 1994, expanded his investigation to include the Lewinsky affair in January of 98.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on Paula Jones' team. Kenneth Starr is widely known as being part of Monica Lewinsky's team. He was part of Paula Jones' team, apparently, and only added Monica Lewinsky to...
He had a class action going. Every fiddle needs a faddle.
Starr's team interviewed numerous witnesses, including Linda Tripp. Do you know who Linda Tripp is?
I don't.
I didn't either. Wait, it gets so good. Who had recorded conversations with Lewinsky. The investigation focused on potential perjury and obstruction of justice by Clinton. In September of 98, Starr submitted his report to Congress, detailing 11 possible grounds for impeachment. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here is the official thing that Kenneth Starr gave to Congress.
Yeah.
The Starr report.
You can buy this on like Amazon,
Yes.
I think. I've seen, yeah.
Seems like you're real invested in how law goes when you're like, can I actually also sell that?
Mm-hmm.
And in it, just interestingly, he does a breakdown of some key dates. So William Jefferson Clinton, interesting.
Yeah.
Elected 92. 94, Paula Jones files lawsuit. 95, Monica S. Lewinsky begins White House internship. November 95, president begins sexual relationship with her. So what is that, 5 months?
When did she start?
July to November, 5 months,
Okay.
something like that. She's already fucking the president. She started as an intern. She's fucking the president.
Mm-hmm.
In 96, Lewinsky transferred from White House to Pentagon.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Never heard that part.
Oh, well, that's where our friend Tripp comes
She's in Pete Hegseth's makeup chair.
Then November 96, Clinton gets reelected. 97, it's March 29th, 1997, last intimate contact between Clinton and Lewinsky. In December of that year, Lewinsky appears on Jones' witness list.
Okay.
So they're fucking basically in April. And in December, she's now on a witness list. So in December, like 2 weeks after that, she served with subpoena to appear at deposition and produce gifts from President Clinton. And on Christmas Eve, it's Lewinsky's last day of work at the Pentagon that year.
Okay.
Then in December of 1997.
Also, the Pentagon isn't like the kind of job you just like leave on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Like you quit your job at like a bookstore. Like, I'm not coming back from the holidays,
and it's
guys.
like, I'm sorry. Also,
what is this, a seasonal job?
you were an intern. How the fuck did you get a job in the Pentagon for being an intern in the?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a bunch of other dates here. You guys can go look at this, but she accepts a job offer at Revlon in 98. So January of 98, right after this comes out.
Yeah.
She gets a job at Revlon.
Doing like
in
a corporate
New York.
job?
I get the feeling it's not at a makeup counter.
Yeah.
So then January 16th, 98, Special Division appoints independent counsel Kenneth Starr to investigate Lewinsky matter. Okay. So that there's other stuff in here, but that's the heart of it. Paula Jones' case settles and that's it. Like no one even talks about Paula Jones. And that's like a year after the Lewinsky thing happens. So it's so interesting that it's almost it feels to me, allegedly, that this was like a two birds with one stone kind of thing. Like, how else can we get another cash grab out? Maybe Jones was set up to be the Lewinsky and it didn't work out for her. Maybe she was a crazy bitch. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So Kenneth Starr is kind of the cornerstone to this whole Clinton thing. He really is. I mean, it sounds pretty crazy, but he is the only one who's in the news about it. Like, there's no one else really reporting on this. They kind of rely on him. Therefore, I would argue he kind of gets to tell the narrative.
It's almost like Casey Anthony's dad. That's what that reminds me of.
It's so if you want to know if Kenneth Starr is dirty, I'll tell you. Here we go. So Kenneth Starr to Januz,
Januz, Januz,
Janusz,
Januz.
Renato and Karina. This is from Ken Starr to all those people, and it says Ken Starr will come see Jeffrey for lunch on Wednesday, November 23rd at noon at the PB House. That's 2016.
Oh, we're back to the files. You're talking about Karina. Yeah,
Karina.
Okay. I thought we were still Ken Starr.
We are still Ken Starr. That's from Ken Starr to
Epstein.
Karina saying he's coming to Epstein's house in 2016. Then Leslie Groff emails Epstein, and it says, snacks with Ken Starr. Would you like snacks served at 5 p.m. with Ken Starr? That feels like a little girl.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one to say that. These are billionaires.
Hey, that charcuterie board will be out at 5 sharp. So
don't leave her in the sun.
I worked in a hotel, and legitimately, I'm not even joking. The first night we were open, Beyonce and Jay-Z were staying on our top floor. Like, that was the kind of people. You don't tell people this wealthy, and these people are wealthier. Epstein's richer than Beyonce, I'm pretty sure, or at least more influential, I'll say that. Or you don't tell any of these people when they're going to eat. You know what I mean? Like, snacks get served whenever the rich people decide they want snacks. Yeah. That's how working in service works.
Yeah. Well,
for people this wealthy.
What are you talking about? Like, these are two grown men. Why would you? For me, the red flag in that is snacks is not a thing you decide what time you eat.
Yeah. Get some snacks.
You don't have a strict 5 p.m. snack time. That's kind of the whole point of snacks.
Yeah.
Fuck me then, huh? I mean, I'm just like, this girl, she thinks we're deciding on snack time. Like, yeah, we all know what it is, but it's like, I'm just so sick of the narrative of like, whoa, they could be. Well, no, we're not talking about snacks. There's a reason people say she looking like a snack when they want to fuck you, right?
That's a little snack over there.
Okay, so back to Ken Starr. So that second email was 2018. So that's a 2-year relationship right there. Now in 2018, from Ken Starr to Epstein, subject Supreme Court Brett Kavanaugh.
Okay.
Is the very best, very courageous, returned to the Clinton investigation during Lewinsky. Happy to discuss. That's from Ken Starr to Epstein. Is he saying that Brett Kavanaugh had something to do with the Lewinsky?
With the investigation, maybe. I mean,
told you guys these are threads. I haven't pulled them.
Yeah.
Yet. I'm just.
We were 5. We know as Kavanaugh is the
one who gets rid of abortion, right?
The toucher. No, he was like, he got accused of some stuff before his Supreme Court.
That's not shocking. And then another Epstein email, which I think these are so fun. I said this last episode is like, you can't even find old news articles, but all you have to do is go to Jeffrey's email, and he apparently never deleted a thing.
Yeah.
There's news stories from 30 years ago, just like.
I've had to delete every email I have in Gmail like 3 times.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what this whole thing was in here for. But it's like an interview with Alan Dershowitz. And it says, after taking the case, this is about Epstein's initial case, the original.
Yeah.
After taking the case, Mr. Dershowitz responded, as was his way, with hardball tactics. He gathered information from the girls' postings on social media accounts, which he claimed showed they were drug users or had lied to Mr. Epstein about their age. He also helped put together a defense team that included Roy Black, the prominent trial lawyer, and Kenneth W. Starr, who led the investigation. So he apparently is the person responsible for originally hiring Kenneth Starr to represent Lewinsky. There you go. We got to the bottom of that. Alan Dershowitz hired Kenneth Starr to represent the Lewinskys, to go against, I guess, the administration at the time.
Yeah.
And then we have this. This is from the Supreme Court of the State of New York Appellate Division. Affirmation of John M. Browning in support of motion to unseal. And this is like, it's the people of the state of New York against Epstein. And it's basically just sharing that this case here is the interview like attached to it. The former federal prosecutor said, I have never heard of a case where federal prosecutors consult with a defense attorney before they send out standard victim notification letters to negotiate what the letters would say and whether they would be sent at all suggests that the victim rights were violated multiple times.
Yeah.
Starr's aggressive advocacy for Epstein against allegations of improper sexual behavior was in stark contrast to the path he took investigating then President Clinton. The Starr report, the summary of his findings, which started as a probe of a land deal gone sour and veered into an investigation of sexual misconduct, savaged the president for his involvement with White House intern Monica Lewinsky and was the basis for the impeachment. Starr himself would face criticism in 2016. He stepped down as president of Baylor University. So he's not just a lawyer. He's not just representing Monica Lewinsky. He's also president of a college.
Of Baylor, yeah.
So it says, amid allegations that he and other university officials mishandled sexual allegations brought by female students against members of the school's football team. Something tells me he knows the guy from fucking Pittsburgh, Penn State or whatever. State. It says,
what was his name?
Who?
Penn State.
You know, it's funny. I'm doing an Ashton investigation, and he comes up in that. Joe something.
Oh, Ski. Oh, what was his last name? Anyway,
so that's that. So you can see there that it's just he's representing Epstein in Epstein's trial, and he's talking about the difference in
Sandusky. Sorry.
Yes, you are right.
Sorry.
I should have known that. That's where Cedar Point is.
Yeah.
Kenneth Starr left the left, it feels like. I don't know if he was ever on the left because he was also going against Clinton. But it seems to me that Kenneth Starr, allegedly, my take is that Kenneth Starr was there to control the left or to keep the left in line.
Yeah. The left is a term that Olivia and I use. We should do an episode just on all the people that left the left.
Yeah.
I know
is that not a widely used term?
It kind of is, but it's I haven't heard as many people talk about it. In 2026, I think it means different things than it did. It was spoken about a lot at the time. But essentially, the fact that a lot of people completely changed who they were to support Donald Trump. And even Donald Trump was a lifelong Democrat who became a Republican, who then became... So it's just this idea of you left your base.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was this we'll do a whole episode on it at some point. There was a big coordinated movement of lefties who were like, we can't take this anymore.
And now I mean, being 5, 6, 7 years removed from it, you can see
they're all pro-Israel Republicans now.
And you can see that at the time it felt just like, oh, maybe this person's doing that and this person. But you can see how coordinated it is in hindsight.
Yes.
Okay, last thing we'll end monicagate on for now, and then we'll probably come back and finish her up on Thursday, is these court documents. So it also from the files, the Circuit Court of the 7th Judicial Circuit in and for Broward County, Florida. Bradley J. Edwards and Paul G. Cassell versus Alan M. Dershowitz. I don't know what this trial was about. This is from a videotaped continued deposition of Dershowitz. Okay. This is the front page of it. I want to share a couple of things. This is what the document looks like. So it's 4 pages scanned onto every page, and you can see the page numbers at the top. And then at the bottom, it shows you what pages are in this section.
Yes.
Okay. This is the index at the end. You can see right here. Monica Lewinsky is mentioned.
Okay.
But it's redacted.
Okay.
Because they all look like this. And I kid you not, this is the only page of them that has anything not blacked out. The rest is completely black.
Interesting.
I don't know what this trial is. They don't want us knowing what this trial is. So it is just very interesting to me that Dershowitz seems to be the connecting point between Lewinsky, Kenneth Starr, Epstein, Clinton.
Yeah. I just had a thought.
Trump now.
Yeah, I just had a thought, and it's so obvious. Part of the pay the survivors thing, it's buying silence. It's getting NDAs out there because so many of these trails that so many people are chasing go so cold, and it's because somebody got a payday. And all you have to give a poor person to shut them up is a measly $1 million.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We'll shut the hell up for $500,000. You know, you touch me in a trailer park, I'll forget about it for a lot less than, but it does seem like it's almost always it almost always cuts off an investigative trail because it wraps things up in secrecy.
That's the other thing. Really quick before I said I was going to go back to this. Here's my breakdown of sort of who these people are in this case. I mean, again, I don't think we need one for Clinton, but Linda Tripp was a Pentagon employee who secretly recorded Monica Lewinsky's confessions about the affair, and they were submitted in that impeachment. Kenneth Starr did get to them.
Okay.
So that's who that is. So she was obviously someone with a duty to do in the Pentagon, I would assume, when Monica was sent there.
Yeah.
That's my assumption. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to do the TED Talk. So God, we haven't even gotten to the bulk of Epstein's emails.
Yeah. There's a lot. I think Lewinsky is a treasure trove. And I mean, it wraps all the way around. I'll try to tighten up on some information. Maybe I'll piggyback an episode after you on anything that.
Yeah, and truly, you guys, like I said, I was really just looking for strings, and this is almost an episode of Monica Strings because I got nowhere. I'm really. If you watch Catfish and Chips with us, you know we were pointing out little pieces of red paper that turned out to be torn up flags. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So, and believe me, I found them. I don't know where the flag is pointing, but
I'm excited to see what you have.
So we're going to come right back to Patreon in a minute. Yeah.
And we're going to come back and we're going to finish up the Olsen twins. And the final thing we're going to begin to, if you're not over on Patreon and you want to hear all about the death of Heath Ledger and how the Olsen twins may have been
and
hanging out. Come on over.
There's a detail that I'm not kidding. I would suspect that 99% of America has not. When I saw the headline, I was like, this is fake.
Yeah.
And then I Googled it, and it is not.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's some craziness.
Anyway.
Come on over.
Come on over to Patreon. We're heading that way right now. And, thanks for being here, guys. That's all, folks.
Bye.